Fellas, what an exciting day. We're finally doing it. We're brewing again. It's been like a year and we're finally in brewing. The kit has took a long time, as you are well aware, to get up and running, but we are up and running. The PID at the minute for the HLT is it's been up to 78 and it's starting to drop, so it's learning that it's overshot. 76 degrees, it is very chilly in here, and it's going to be chilly in the mash tun even though it's insulated. Obviously the ambient temperature has equalised, it's been in here for goddamn so long, so we're just going to wait for that to drop a little bit and then run her in. The grain bill is in the mash tun already, and we are effectively going to try our best at replicating the vacant gesture, but I've already cocked up with the grains. I've not ordered enough pale malt. I've ordered 3 kgs of pale malt. It wants 3.21 kgs. Alas, we are just going to make beer. I'm not even going to call it the vacant. I'm not going to call it the vacant. But today really isn't about nailing a recipe, nor is it about getting through the brew day without making any mistakes. Today is just about getting in and brewing and having some bloody fun and using it. So I am not bothered if I don't hit my numbers. I'm not bothered if we have some mistakes. I'm not bothered that I've not got enough pale malt for this recipe. I just want to make beer and have fun today, and that's what we're going to do. And you're coming along with me, of course. Broke out the GoPro. I'm going to try and capture as much of the process as I can, but when this drops a couple degrees or a degree, then we're going to be mashing in with 10 litres. I'm looking forward to seeing the sight glass in action. I'm looking forward to seeing the recirculation manifold in action. I need to remember to take it off and run it a bit and let the grain settle before putting that on, but it's an exciting day. Oh yeah, it's meant to be using US-05 as well for the yeast. Brew UK didn't have it, so Nottingham. It's going to be a completely different beer, I'm sure. Probably close enough, but not the vacant. But I'm not bothered. We're going to have some beer at the end of it, I'm damn sure. And of course, we're going to be using for the very first time the snub nose, which I've cleaned, I've rinsed, and is now being sanitised. And I've moved the handles. Everything's hunky-dory. I feel prepped and calm and relaxed and happy to be brewing again. My God. Alright fellas, we are dropping 1 degree in this cold temperature. Is going to be nothing. So I'm impatient. Can't wait for that extra degree. I need to dough in. So as you can see, the grain is in there already. It's a small grain bill today, and all we need to do is kill the pump, shut her off, and try to spill all the water everywhere. Boop. So off with the recirc onto the bottom of the mash tun. I'm going to crack the mash tun just a tiny little bit, and then run everything open fully. But I don't think I'm going to use the pump for this. I think I'm just going to let it just run in on its own weight. I can hear something happening. I can hear it. We've got about 30 litres in. We want to drop it down to 20 litres, and then we've mashed in with the required amount. But we're brewing again. Oh, friggin' right we are. Right fellas, we've topped up the HLT again because we have mashed in. Just took this out for a second, and she's in there looking all soupy. It is quite the thin mash today. 61.2 degrees we're showing in there. We want to be at 65 degrees, so we'll call this a protein rest. Wait for this to get up to about 67 degrees. In fact, I might just change this now to 67, and we'll see how much we lose temperature-wise through the hose. But it's the first time we're using an insulated mash tun. Top, bottom, lids all insulated, so maybe I won't lose that much. So I'm sort of learning as I go with this new system. Obviously it's the first time using it, so we might get a bit too warm, we might not, I don't know, but I'm stopping nice and cool, and we're just gonna have fun today. We're not gonna stress. Anyway, the HLT seems to be picking up temps quite nicely with just one element in there, so things are looking good. Things are looking pretty good. Like I said, when I start running the mash through the Herms coil, I'm going to leave that off for a couple of minutes and just let any grain that is underneath the false bottom make its way back out on top, and hopefully once it's done that and the bed's settled a bit, then when I attach this, it won't be sending grain through here and blocking it up. That is my plan with it. So so far so good. It smells delightful. I've missed that smell. It's been a long time since that smell has been in here. Oh, friggin' right. Right, I'm going to start recirculating now. We're at 65 degrees and I think it's going to probably be alright, because this is... Have I took the lid off of there? Because this is insulated. So, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's crack on with it. Let me get everything opened up. And I'll flick the water pump on. Oh my goodness. It's actually flowing. Ah. 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 Right, let me turn that down a tad. I just want to get rid of all this grain in here. See all this grain that's coming out, and maybe I need to stop that from plop 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 plopping, because it's going to not help me. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to let it just trickle down there instead of falling at a great height. Once I start to see just little bits coming through, I can hack that. I think it's the bigger chunks of grain that's going to block it up. So that looks pretty good. It's starting to clear up a bit. In fact, it is, yeah. Right, so I'm going to put this back on. Shut off the flow. Maybe a bit premature with this, but you know what it's like. Right, let that sit on there. Put the lid on. Right, so we're not at temps yet, although I have had the lid off and I've been prattling about talking to you lot about what's been happening, but I've been prattling about. But we are climbing. Now I've put the lid on. So let's drop that to that. See when it picks up. When it picks up, we'll set the timer going. I fucked up! So far, I'm happy with how it's going. It's like a dream at the minute. The mash has risen 0.8 degrees higher than what I wanted, but 0.8 degrees. And I've knocked the actual HLT to 65, same as what we want for the mash, because we've overshot it a touch, but hopefully it will maintain that, and hopefully we're not going to lose too much heat through this short lengths of pipe. And like I say, because we're insulated on the mash tun, I'm thinking I don't need the mash tun set as high as I would on the old kit, where I was losing a lot of heat actually through the body of the old mash tun. So far it's going well. I can't get over the colour already, and how nice it is to have a sight glass, so you can see what's actually happening in the mash tun without taking the lid off. But I mean, even looking in the mash tun, it looks grainy because there's grain in there, obviously, but it's nice to be able to see it clearing out. Brilliant. We're at 65 degrees, and already the sight glass is starting to clear up. There's no grains flowing through there. It's murky for damn sure, obviously, but we've just started the mash. But as for grains, I think the grain bed has settled. Mid-mash update. So we've been mashing now for 34 minutes, and I must say, I would have, on the old system, been battling to try and maintain a temperature, but like straight out the gate, we've hit the mash temp, and we are 0.6 of a degree off 65. It's fluctuated between 0.4 and 0.6 degrees, but it's not shifted from 65 degrees. I'm so chuffed with that, the fact that I can just let it run without worrying that it's going to pick up too much heat through the Herms coil, which happened occasionally on the old one with the old PRDs. They didn't seem to learn as quick. But these Inkbirds, I mean, I've set it at 67. It's 67.1, and it's just working a damn treat at the minute. So 65 degrees, 35 minutes into the mash, and just look at the colour on her. Just look at her. Halfway through the mash, she's clearing up, an absolute treat. Look at it. Look at it. And inside, you can see that it's still, before you steam up, it's still recirculating. Gone all steaming now, but it's still recirculating, so I think we've cracked it with letting her run for that couple of minutes and letting all the grain that's been disturbed and has gone through the false bottom to go back on top of the grain bed before attaching that recirculation manifold. It's not blocked. It's been running like that since we put it on. So I think we've solved that little issue before we got to it. But it's looking good in there. It's maintaining a nice temp, perfect for what we want. That is like testament to the insulation in the SS BrewTech infusion mash tun. And I'm so glad I put the sight glass there, because I don't have to take the lid off to have a look. I can just monitor it here and just see what we're looking like. But that is clear as a bell. Mash is done. My goodness me, we haven't missed the temp the whole time we've been brewing, which hasn't happened for me in a long time, unless I'm absolutely battling it. This, if it stops like this every brew day, it means that I can set the mash and be doing something else for an hour to 75 minutes. Before, I was having to be in here to sort of monitor everything in case it shot up. But I mean, the HLT hasn't missed a beat. It's not risen more than 0.1 of a degree the whole hour. She's done a good job, and like I say, we've been like 0.4 to 0.6 on the mash. I'm so pleased with that. So anyway, the mash has actually cleared up again. It's crystal clear now. I'm really pleased with how the false bottom is working. I'm pleased that the recirculation manifold has been working tremendously well. I don't know if you can see that unless you're fogged up, but it's worked a treat. It's not blocked up. It's run it absolutely crystal clear. You can turn the HLT. Oh no. Yeah, I'm forgetting. We need to sparge, don't we? It's been so long. It's been so long, I've forgotten what I'm doing. Right, I need to up the temp of the HLT. I friggin' forgot. It's been so long. I was that pleased that everything was going right. We're just seeing a few air bubbles. Just, can you see that? But it's not disturbed the grain. Good. Yeah, they're just air bubbles. Okay. So, we sparge with 73-degree water. Yeah, we're starting to flick that element on a bit more. 73. You can hear it boosting. So, and she's rising. She's rising. So, actually the mash time on here was 75 minutes. Just realised. And I did it for an hour. Oh, hang on a minute. 75. What am I doing? Right. 75 degrees. That's what I want. 7. Oh dear. Right. 75 degrees. That's set. 75 degrees sparging. Actually, look at that. 65.6 degrees as well. Which we were sort of 65.4 to 65.6. So you've got to be pleased with that bloody Inkbird. So yeah, the mash time was 75 minutes, which will be close to that by the time we've ramped up for sparging. So yes, a bit of a hiccup, but everything's going nice and smoothly at the moment. So then we need to sparge with 20 litres. 75 degrees. That took about 10 minutes to get up to there. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to kill all the pumps, and now we're going to move this recirculation hose down to the bottom of the herms. So now we've got 30 litres. We're just going to sparge it through the first pump, through the herms like I said, and into the top of here. And at the same time run her off into the boil pot, which has already got the hop stopper 2.0 in there. So let's get things rocking and rolling. And then once we get things out of here, and we flick on that pump, we can minimize that, and now we can start running the sparge. So now we've got sparge water running through here. This should start to run clear in a minute. Yeah, there you go. And we can start to sparge. And I'll use this to control the sparge level, and that seems to be running off quite nice anyway into there. So
everything thinks it's working.
Don't see any grain in there whatsoever at the moment. Excellent. We're almost at 26 litres collected, and that's, look at that. You can see the probe and the elements down there. That is a clean wood. That's one of the cleanest runoffs I've had. The only thing that's been getting through are these tiny little specks that they've just been getting caught up against the fitting there. So all in all, it's been another headache-free transfer, another step that was headache-free. So everything's looking good so far. I wonder if the boil is going to give me all the trouble. I don't know. We're nearly there anyway, and we're going to take a pre-boil gravity reading, although I know that I won't be hitting the numbers because I'm shy of grain anyway. But we're almost at 26 litres, and you'll notice that the fermenter has disappeared. It's in there, and sitting at 18.4 degrees. 26.27 litres, so just over 26 litres I need. Just over 26 litres, but everything's good. I keep saying that, but it's been fantastic. It really has. I've set the timer. I've set the timer already to 45 degrees, just ready for pressing the reset. And when that goes off, then it's time to chuck in the Protaflock. Hop wise, I've got 19 grams of Challenger, and then we don't add anything else hop wise until we are whirlpooling. So it's Challenger, 19 grams of Challenger, 60-minute edition, and then Mosaic, 22.71, 23 grams of Mosaic for a Whirlpool, and then it's 2 charges of Mosaic in the dry hop. She's looking frothy. Oh dear. Right, I've took a sample. I'm just waiting for it to cool down a bit. This is the pre-boil sample. I mean, look how clear that is. Friggin' clear. I'm well happy. Well happy. So I'm just gonna get a massive boil over, I reckon, and that'll put me in my place for thinking I've been alright and had no issues.
It's looking a bit ominous.
We've got a bit of movement, fellas. Where's my spoon? I got a bit of movement.
Set this now to get fast.
69% power. And hopefully that'll pulse. If it's looking a bit too vigorous, we can always turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think we'll turn off an element.
And well, give it a bit of a stir, I think. And yeah, thank God for that. So now we're pulsing. Keep an eye on this, fellas. This could catch me out, I think. I'll drop that to 60. Then we should be alright. Once we get past the hot break, we should be golden to let her run. I think she's calming down now. I think she's calming. There you go. I think we've done it. So she's pulsing, as you can see, if you're not fogged up. She's pulsing. You can probably hear the clicking over there. And then it's pulsing and then letting off, and then pulsing and letting off. So oh, that's it. So we're going to start the timer and chuck in the bittering additions, which is Challenger 19 grams. And let her go. That is something now that we've got which we didn't have. So if I'd have had that problem on the old PIDs, I'd have had to turn the elements off, because it was just either all or nothing. There was no setting where I could pulse it at 60% power like this to control a boil. So it's brilliant having that. Fantastic. That's it, fellas. The boil's done. Don't want this full bore when it's running because of the hop stopper. I don't want it collapsing. So when I've got her flowing, I'll dial her back. So she's flowing now, so I'll just dial her back. Because I've been told with the hop stopper not to oh yeah, look at that. Oh, have you steamed up? Bagger. We're whirlpooling anyway. But with the hop stopper, because of the way it is built, it's not designed for a full-on power from a motor pump. It compresses it. So I've dialed her down here, and hopefully that will prevent that. If it doesn't, then I need to readjust, but this is the first time using it. I'm going to watch the temp now. I want it to get to around 80 degrees, and then we'll do a whirlpool for 20 minutes, I believe it is. Yeah, so I'll put 20 minutes on the timer. Yeah, when we get to 80, I'll chuck in the mosaic, and the mosaic is 22 grams of mosaic. Oh, how I have missed you. Oh, you smell delightful. You smell delightful. 30 minutes, I think. 30-minute Whirlpool. So we'll change that to 3. And then we can Whirlpool for 30 minutes. And then once we've done that, then we just run it straight through the chiller and into the fermenter. Fantastic. Oh. What the hell's this? Oh dear. Oh well, it's passing the time. Right, we're at 86.5. I'm going to dump these in now because these have to go for half an hour and then I need to clean up. Right, let's dump these in. Oh, they're having a nice little swim. Look at them swimming around. Mosaics in. Right, let's restart that. 30 minutes, a Whirlpool. And then we can get her into the fermenter. We have finished off at... Well, you're gonna have to take my word for it. It's 10:34. You have to take my word for it. Had a bit of a dodgy camera angle. That's 2 points off of where we needed to be, 10:36. But like I said, I was short on the grainage. I could have boiled it away to get my numbers, but today wasn't about hitting numbers. I just wanted to enjoy the day, and I have done. It's been a blast. Everything's worked impeccably well. I'm really pleased with it. I'm going to cut the video here. It's still in there. It's had 30 minutes Whirlpooling, and now we need to run her off into the fermenter, but that is going to be for the snub nose video. So if you want to see that, it'll be up after this one. But that said, fellas, so as always, don't forget the thumbs up, Chris Don't forget to hit like there, subscribe, click it once, that's come the next share the video. Good to see you. Till next time, I'm out of here.